The views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent or of the River District Association. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the True North Speaker Series. We have the opportunity to interview no one, no other than Miss Annette Walker. And we are so excited. We even get to film inside of Mar Cake. So if you guys know what it looks like, you know this is a great opportunity for us. So we don't want to hold things up. We want to get things rolling. Season 3, episode 5. We want to kick things off because I know this is one of the episodes that you guys have been waiting for because you guys requested it. So I'm adhering to what you have asked. So welcome, Miss Annette, to the show.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yes. And I asked her what she wanted to be called. So don't y'all come for me. She said she wanted to be Miss Annette. So I'm respecting that. So tell us, who is Miss Annette Walker?
Firstly, I am a born-again believer. I love the Lord. I am a wife, a mom, a grandmom, and I know a lot of people say they're titles, but to me, they're roles. Yes. And without them, I'm not me. I am a nurturer by nature. I am a giver. I love pushing others. I'm a leader, but I don't have to be out front.
Yeah.
I am, oh my God, so many different things to so many different people, but that causes me to be who I am, you know? Yeah. And I love people, period. Yeah. I love people. I love what I do as far as baking. That's another part of who I am. Yeah.
Okay, so you said you were a pusher.
Oh, yes.
Tell us what that means, because only certain people can be pushers and people accept it. So what does that mean when you say you're a pusher?
I am a pusher because I love seeing people excel. And so many people feel like they're stuck because of where they've been. They feel like they're limited as to where they can go. But I am one of those who don't mind getting behind you, pushing you forward because of what I know your potential is.
Yeah.
And I love helping make it happen.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so you guys, me and Miss Annette been talking the whole season, and just in the last week, I think we did 3 of these episodes just through conversation. And she was like, well, I don't know if I'll be able to do it. We didn't have 3 interviews offline. I mean, you're so easy to talk to. And that's very rare in today's time where people feel like a lot of times when you have conversations with people, you have like a sense of ego or judgment in it. I didn't feel that either time I talked to you. Mm-hmm. So each one of these conversation that you and I've had talking about the show, it automatically led into just comfortable dialogue, and we went off the bar and talking about everything. So I can see how people are inspired to hear what you say and encouraged by what your words for them to move forward, because it was so easy for me just in regular conversation. So I can't imagine if we having a sit down mentor conversation, how inspiring that can be. So a lot of people call you Ma in the community. So what does that name mean to you? And how did it become part of your narrative?
Truthfully, when my son was small, I called him Ma's Cakes.
Gotcha.
And through the years, whenever I made cakes and I would be out in the community, people would just call me Ma, you know? And so when we got ready to open the business, one of my goddaughters said, why don't you just name it Ma's Cakes? You know, and so actually before we even opened the business, I was just making it at home.
Yeah.
You know, that's what people just started calling me was Mom. But what it does is it makes me feel more responsible for the people.
Gotcha.
You know, because I know that a lot of people don't have natural moms anymore, you know, and so being a part of their nurturing, it's a good feeling. Being able to help them know that somebody love and care about them, concerned about their future, you know, they have some means to just adjust to the fact that this is not just a business for me.
Yeah.
You know, this is who I am. It's what I do.
And a lot of times you talk about how people just drop in your spirit and you'll reach out to them. How does that feel when you get the ability to say, I feel this about you and I'm reaching out? Because that's not only for them, that's for you too, that you've been honored to have that feeling. So what is that like? And how uncomfortable is the conversation when you reach out to somebody? I know now most people might be used to it, but even earlier you was talking about, I was thinking about your daughter and you not knowing what she was going through. So what is that feeling like?
Well, I think it's been that way for so long until it's just natural.
Gotcha.
When I'm thinking about somebody, I know now that it's for a reason. So even if I don't come in contact with them, sometimes you just need to whisper a prayer because God can go where you can't.
Right.
So just being able to tap into somebody, and it's not always a bad thing. Sometimes it's a good thing.
Right.
And when you see them, it's, I was thinking about you. When was it that you was thinking about me? Because I had such and such going on. Why didn't you call me?
Yeah.
But it makes you feel like somebody needs encouraging at some point in their life. And they can feel that it's somebody who's concerned about them, even when you're not present.
Yeah.
So I think it's one of those gifts.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. So in today's time, how was it for you to come from Danville, this area, and start a business in Danville? What was that like? How did your upbringing get you to stay rooted and have a business here in Danville?
Well, being a part of Danville, and I tried living somewhere else. I moved to Winston-Salem for a while.
Oh, okay.
But Danville is just home, And so my upbringing as far as growing up, I grew up in the projects.
Mm-hmm.
And so anybody that know about growing up in the project, everybody knows everybody. So we know about going out there, making the mud pies and playing in the grass and staying outside until it's almost dark. And mama said, y'all come in the house, boy, get y'all.
Yeah.
Okay. Those same people are a part of you once you get established as a business. So when somebody comes in and say, girl, do you remember when you made those mud pies and one day we'll be eating real cake?
Wow. So
it's amazing to be in a community that people know you as a person.
Yeah.
Not just what you become, they knew who you were.
That.
Yeah.
So your journey from a cottage bakery in your home, because you talked about that, you started off in your home to now a brick and mortar downtown. How does that feel? And now you've even spread it to other areas like Martinsville. What is that accomplishment is like?
It's amazing because when you start, you don't see yourself. Well, I didn't see myself because I just started off as a hobby. This is what this was to me. It was just fun, So for me to actually go from making cakes, going out into community, selling them at the beauty shop, and that wasn't even me. I had a girl named Sandy.
Okay, yeah.
She would go out to the barbershops. The people did not even know who I was.
Oh, wow.
So she was going out selling the cake on a silver lined tray, and the cakes were in plastic wrappers.
Wow.
And the cake was going places that I wasn't, so people didn't actually know who I was. So when I first started going out of the community, selling cakes and putting a face with the cake, it was amazing. And then for me to actually start at home with the business, that was my husband. I started the business part as far as the cottage bakery.
Yeah.
And then my husband said, you know what? Why not get a truck? So we got the cake truck. And then I was able to go to more locations because people were chasing the truck.
Wow.
And then people were calling us from other cities to see if we would actually come and bring the truck there. So we would go out and do that. And then once we got here, because we already had this building.
Right.
So once we got here and brought Mom's Cake here, we had already been going to Martinsville every 2 weeks. We didn't want to not go to Martinsville because we had gotten them used to us coming there every 2 weeks. So we had that building in Martinsville actually before we opened up here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So then once we got established here, then we had both locations. But before all of this, we actually had the cake at a place called Chuck's Meat and Deli.
Okay, yeah, I know what you're
Okay, so when we were there, we started off, I think was maybe like 10 cakes a week. We had gotten up to like 60.
Wow.
And so all of that kind of pushed us to where we are now. And then having the location in Martinsville, casino, it formed everything that we are doing right now. And so it's amazing.
How nervous is it for each leap? When you go from home, when I want to do it, it's a hobby, to truck, to brick and mortar, to establishment like the casino. Each one of those leaps is a different avenue, and you're taking it to the next level. How is that? Is that nervous when you say, okay, I know it's time? What in you say, okay, let's do it?
My husband.
Okay.
My husband. Because if it was up to me, it would still be a hobby. And that's just being honest. If it was up to me. But my husband, like, Annette, this is business, girl. This is your business.
Yeah.
So for me to actually say that it was me taking the leap, I can't take the credit for it.
Right.
You know, because each time we made a move, it was him pushing.
Yeah. So he's your pusher.
Oh, yes. So every time we made a move, it was him like, okay, well, let's do this, let's do that. And so sometimes I'm like,
yeah,
you know, I don't really want to, I don't see, but it all worked together.
And I like that. So he is your pusher. So a lot of people think, okay, if I'm a pusher, I don't need pushing. So that's even good to know that even when you're in your lane and you're doing what you're supposed to do, you still need somebody to do that for you. And he's your pusher. Yes. That is awesome to know, because a lot of times people say, oh, you're a motivational speaker. You don't need
you need to be motivated.
Yeah.
Yeah. And see, the whole thing in a nutshell is this. As much as I like to push others, sometimes I can see them better than I can see myself.
Yeah.
You know, so while I'm at home in the kitchen baking, while I'm talking to customers, you know, on the phone, and like I said, everybody is an individual to me. You know, and so I have all these relationships with all these people, but I'm not looking at it like it's going to be business.
Right.
You know, this is just who come to my house and get cake.
Gotcha.
So my husband is putting all this together, and that this is business.
Yeah.
You know, so he's motivating me every step of the way, telling me what I can do. Even when I'm dragging my feet, he's like, girl, this is what we need to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you talking about being in business with your husband. What does that partnership look like behind the scenes? Like, when you're making decisions, because I struggle with that also, when we're making decisions about business opportunities. Am I listening to my business partner in this moment, or am I listening to my husband in this partner, or is he the same and all the time? He's both, he's one. How do you handle that? Do you look at it as a separate thing, or 9 to 5, he's my business partner, after 5, he's my husband, or how do that work for you?
In the beginning, it was challenging.
Yeah.
It really was challenging because I was set in my own way.
Gotcha.
You know, I'm used to doing this by myself because it was just something that I wanted to do. So the business aspect of things, that's not where I was.
Right.
You know, so for him to come in, and he's the one that's all about business.
Yeah.
So he's on a whole nother level.
Gotcha.
And trying to put me on there with it. You know, so I was like, So it was a lot of bumping heads in the beginning, you know, but when I realized he is the one who's handled business the whole time we've been together.
Gotcha.
You know, so if he's never let me down, he's not going to let me down. So I had to learn how to trust his decisions and then realize in the end, it all does work.
Yeah.
You know, so me just being wife and being business partner, separate,
yeah.
It all works together.
Yeah, because a lot of people, they are in business with other people, and there's a lot of husband and wives business out here. And when I ask that question, they never think about it. They just say, oh, we have a decision to make, and that's his specialty, or that's her specialty. So I just feed off of them. So it's to hear you say that, it's almost like the same thing. But I think that's also trusting for you to be in your lane and understanding what his lane is, whether it's your husband or a business partner. Understanding what people's knack is and trusting them to operate in their knack. So if he comes here and starts telling you how many eggs to put in the cake, you'd be like, no, that ain't what we do.
Yeah, now this is now. And so and in the beginning, because he is a creator to his heart. I am a creator too. But while I like to create flavors, he likes to create the outlook.
Gotcha.
So sometimes bumping heads because I didn't really want to do that.
Yeah.
But then after he put it all together, that's pretty.
Yeah.
You know, so listen, it's nothing wrong with me putting the flavors together and he putting the cake together.
Exactly.
You know, so letting it all work together. And then I learned that where I was so dead set against actually decorating the cake, you put me between a rock and a hard place, guess what? I can decorate a cake.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't have never known that had I not tried to do it because of him.
Right.
You know, so yeah.
I like that. And I think it just to people to understand that let people operate in their skill set.
Yeah.
You know, even when I was at Boys and Girls Club and I was COO, a lot of times people's like, you gonna let them do that? That's not their job, but that's their skill set.
Yeah.
Who am I to keep somebody back from doing what they're specialized in because they don't have a certain title?
Right.
And I think that's why it always worked out because the kids got to see people can operate in their skill set and in their job title.
Mm-hmm.
When you got the freedom to be you, so much more creativity comes out of that when you feel like you just got to conform to a job description.
That's so true.
Yeah.
That is
so I
true.
like that. And people need to understand how important it is. People need to be free in thinking.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I love it because he knows how to make the business work. And I learned to trust him with that.
Yeah.
You know, we have to be a team.
Right.
And like you said, I had to learn that this is where you shine at. And instead of me trying to shine in your space, just do what I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What business challenges has stretched you the most? Like where you said, oh Lord, how am I overcome this? Which one of those challenges you feel like stretched you the most?
My greatest challenge was transforming the mindset to business.
Gotcha.
Because I was so comfortable in my lane.
Yeah.
You know, so that was like one of my greatest challenges. Somebody said, well, I don't see how that, but yes, that was one of my greatest challenges because I was not used to the responsibility that went along with really owning a business.
Mm-hmm.
I'm used to being in my kitchen, you know, and then whatever I felt like doing today, I can do it. If I didn't want to do it today, I didn't have to, you know, I was on nobody's time.
Right.
I was just doing what I wanted to do. So actually changing the mindset that I had from just being in my kitchen, doing what I wanted to do, to being in a business and knowing that people are counting on me.
Yeah.
You know, so I had to make this work on a day-to-day basis. That was one of my greatest challenges.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So the fact of having to unlock that door sometime is your biggest challenge because you could just be in your kitchen singing and humming.
Yeah. Oh, girl, all I want to. I have to remember sometimes Delano's is next door because when I tell you I can go in on a song, just singing to the top of my lungs, and then I have to remember somebody next door. I miss that.
That's probably entertainment for them, so they probably liking that. So my case is operated by 3 generations of Walkers.
Mm-hmm.
What does it mean to you to build a business that keeps the family in the center, to build that legacy? What does that really mean to you? Is that your knack of intentionality or is just the family just loving the business? What is that?
Well, we did it intentional.
Okay.
But it means the world to me to be able to operate in one space with my husband, my son, and my grandson.
Oh, wow. So
yes.
Okay.
It's my grandson. He's here with us too. So when we come to work, this is a workspace, but it's also home to us. So we don't just talk about work the entire time.
Yeah.
We can talk about all kinds of stuff. While we're here, we have some of our greatest laughs right here.
Yeah.
You know, some of our biggest disagreements right here.
Yeah.
But we still family when we close the door now.
Yeah.
You know, so I love it. Being my husband, my son, my grandson. Sometimes I just stand back and I just look, you know, and I guess they're not even paying attention to the fact that I'm just admiring the fact that all of us are here and we're here together.
Together.
Yeah.
Making it happen.
And we love the company of each other. Sometimes, you know, we get in here, like I said, we have the best time. I told you one time, I love to laugh.
Right.
And sometimes my greatest laughs come from being in here with my family.
I love that. So how do you balance that? Being a mother, grandmother, wife, and entrepreneur all at the same time, all the time. What does that juggle look like?
Really, like I told you earlier, it's who I am.
Yeah.
You know, some people have to transition.
Yeah.
But that's who I am. So when I get up in the morning, I don't have to put on the mind that goes along with being wife, mom, grandma, mom's cakes. All of that's a part of who I am. So I find out what part of me is needed the most in the course of a day, and I work toward making sure that everything that's needed in this category is here, but nothing goes without.
Yeah.
And so at the end of the day, when you step back, you see it well balanced because I was everywhere I needed to be in the course of this day.
Yeah. And that was one of the things that the whole 14, 15 years I was at Boys and Girls Club, my kids was always there.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody really, unless you knew the staff and some of the volunteers or whatever, if you didn't know us, you didn't know that was my kid because I made sure I cared for everybody's child the same. So when I was at the club, whether it was my child acting up or another child acting up or being good or being great, I celebrated them like I celebrated everybody else. So that is so true in nature. It's just being.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to define it.
Yeah.
It's just being.
That's right.
How are you sure when you make a decision by being all those different avenues, when you disagree with your son and you can be like, now I'm your mama. How do you keep from doing that or doing it? Like, because, it's so easy for us. Like, now, look here, I'm your mom now. You got to be careful. But he want to explain through a business lens. How do you balance that? Because I know husband, that could be something different. That's different.
Whole nother level.
Yeah. But when that son come to you and say, I think wait a minute, what? How do you balance that?
Well, first of all, I know the heart he has for the business. I always tell people when they ask me about the different parts we play in here, I always say my husband is the brain, which doesn't mean I don't have one.
Right.
But I'm the heart. My son operates as the body. He works a little bit of all of it.
Yeah.
And so when he speaks, because he rarely speaks, you listen.
Yeah.
So if it's something that he doesn't agree with, rather than me going into mama mode and shutting it down or saying, well, no, I just don't agree with that and I'm the mama.
Yeah.
I kind of weigh it out.
Yeah.
To see.
Yeah.
Then sometimes I say, well, no, I think that maybe such and such, but I don't really play the mama card.
Yeah. Right.
Because he is a part of the business like I am.
Yeah.
And the same thing with my husband. We are all in here together. And so when people always say, how does it feel when you say, okay, well, you're mom, so you're the face of the business? That kind of like puts you out front. I said, well, no, not really to me. Because I realize that we are a team. Mm-hmm. And so I may be the face, but without them, this wouldn't be a business.
Because you said earlier, it's no I in team.
No I in team.
Yeah.
Somebody said that a long time ago, and I kind of gravitated to it.
Yeah.
Because when you have a team, it can't be about you.
Right.
Because everybody's important. Without them, where would you be? It's a business. Right. I can't make all these cakes like I did when I was at home.
Yeah.
So where I didn't need nobody but me in the kitchen.
Right.
Now I need everybody on board. So everybody's opinion matters.
Exactly.
So yeah, I don't really pull the mantra, the card that much.
Okay, you said it much. So tell us, what does representation mean to you? You talk about being the face of it, but especially when you're the face of something and you're dealing with a lot of young Black women or Black girls who are very impressionable, what does that representation mean to you in seeing you in leadership?
That means to me being the best version of myself that I can be at all times.
Yeah.
Because it's always somebody who is watching you.
Yeah.
So even in this, I look at it like somebody who does not have leadership in their life. They may come in here, I'm thinking just to buy cake.
Yeah.
But when they come in here, they need something else.
Yeah.
And a lot of times I'm sitting right over here on my sofa and I find myself being led to them because they need somebody who represents something as to where they're going.
Yeah.
And give them something to make sure that they know that they can get there.
Yeah.
So me being the best version of myself is what I really call representation.
Yeah.
Because it's who I want to be and who I want somebody else to know they can be.
Right.
Not just like me, but be the best version of who you can be for yourself.
Yeah. And I like that in a sense of when you just naturally being you and not putting on airs, or we would talk about code switching and imposter syndrome, when you can just show up and be yourself authentically. I think that right there is a lesson within itself. And a lot of times, this conversation might be geared towards supporting and aiding Black women, but this is for people overall a lot of times.
Yeah.
And I think what people tend to do what they see others have success in.
Yeah.
And they forget that they can be themselves and find out what's the success in themselves.
Yeah.
And so when you show up just being you, you showing them like, just be you.
Just be yourself.
And continue to be the best version.
The best version of yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's not perfect.
Oh, no, it's not. Because you have imperfect days.
Yeah.
So like we discussed earlier, I don't just wake up like this.
Right.
I had to get to a place
right.
that when I woke up, I would like what I saw in the mirror.
Yeah.
And that's because I learned how to love the person I was. And so oftentimes, people don't know who they are.
Right.
So they're trying to be something else. You'll start out maybe trying to do what you do.
Yeah.
Okay, but then you'll find out later on, that's really not who makes me happy. But I did it to get me to where I was going.
Right.
But then once you get there, where do I go from here?
Exactly. And then it's okay to ask yourself, who am I?
Mm-hmm.
I think people think we're supposed to automatically just know.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to figure out who we are, we begin to mimic.
Yeah.
And so I'm not being LaShawn, I'm being Annette.
Yeah.
And when I begin to mimic you, but it's okay to learn from you, but not be you.
But still have my own identity.
But still be
when I leave LaShawn.
Yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes I think what happens is people get so focused on what they see.
God.
They don't know what LaShawn had to go through to get here.
Right.
No, you couldn't have walked those miles in my shoes.
Mm-hmm.
That's who caused me to be where I'm at.
Right.
When we learn how to go through, to get through, when we get where we're going, we'll appreciate it.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
And I was just thinking back, like, how many young people don't know that you grew up in the projects?
Right.
They see this.
Yeah. And I love telling them because my mother was a single mom until I was 15 years old.
Wow.
And she worked hard to make sure that we had. And even though we grew up in the project, she would always let us know not to get comfortable with what you don't have, but focus on what you can have.
Yeah.
And so when I'm talking to young people, you may not have the best name brand clothes.
Right.
We didn't.
Right.
But she taught us how to take care of what we had.
It was clean.
It was clean. You had your hair combed.
Yeah.
She would say, you may not have to eat what everybody else have, but you're full. So you learn how to take those things as nuggets and pass them on, because everybody that I meet don't have what I have now. But I have not gotten to where I want to be completely yet either.
You're right.
So I'm striving to get there. So letting you know that on this journey, until you get there, you're still going.
Yeah.
So you keep going until you get where you want to go, but don't be satisfied where you are, but be grateful where you are.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, be grateful. And so we learn how to be in the project, riding the project bus.
Right.
Without the name brand clothes, being secure in who we were, because we had somebody constantly speaking it into us.
Yeah.
That we could be the best. You can really be something. I said, don't get so comfortable in this right here. You can do such and such. And you learn how to believe that.
Right.
But when you have somebody constantly telling you what you can't,
right,
you need somebody to tell you what you can.
What you can.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I even, when my kids were growing up, I did not let them say can't.
Right. Yeah.
Or fear.
Yeah.
Those two words, they don't exist.
Mm-hmm.
It might not go at the pace or whatever, but can't is no, that is very subjective. You can do anything that you put your mind to.
Yeah.
You might can't do it like anybody else, but you can do it to the best version of you.
The best of your ability.
Yeah.
And if everybody could do the same thing, we wouldn't need but one person. It wouldn't need but one person. But when you have multiple people, it's because there are multiple things needed to make certain things happen.
I like that.
So what part do you play?
Exactly.
In helping me be who I am? What part can I play in helping you be who you want to be?
How do you feel? How do you stay so confident?
Well, it's not always easy. But what you do is work on you more every day. Why? Because you know that there is always something that you can do better.
Yeah.
So once you move a little ways and you feel like I'm comfortable in that, then you go a little bit further so that you won't get so comfortable until you
Stop. Yeah.
you know. So then once you get to a certain place where you've accomplished something, then you can be a little more confident here. Because sometimes you're confident in this area, but not in this one. So what you know how to do, you can be confident in it.
Yeah.
But when you put it on the spot, you're not so confident because I don't really know how to do that.
Yeah.
So instead of keep saying, I don't know how to do that, work at learning how to do it.
Yeah.
So the next time it comes around, you're confident. I got this.
Yeah.
So that's what you do a little more every day, trying to be a little bit more than you were yesterday.
Yeah.
So that you can remain confident in who you are and who you can be.
And I like what you said. It was like understanding who you are, understanding what your abilities is, and continue to practice and being the best version of you.
Yeah. Girl, do you know how many cakes I threw in the trash? I mean, I would make a cake and it would just go straight in the trash because it just didn't look right. And sometimes you could break it and you can tell the way that it's breaking, some missing.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So I could not think I could get past that stage.
Right.
To get where I am now. Practice made perfect.
Yeah.
And then there are things that I still need to perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just don't think people talk about practice or accountability enough.
Yeah.
So how do you show accountability in your work? If something is not to the best of your ability, how do you show accountability in that? Because I know that is hard a lot of times for people in the 21st century for whatever reason to have accountability. What does accountability mean to you and what does it look like for you?
Firstly, I am not going to give you anything I don't want myself.
I love it. Yeah.
If I'm not going to buy it, I'm not going to sell it. If you come here and you have a problem, I'm going to make sure it's corrected.
Yeah.
If you buy a cake and you say, well, Mom, something is wrong with this cake and it's not like the last one I had. Okay, that's my problem, not yours.
Yeah.
Because every visit, I wanted to lead you to a next visit.
Yeah.
So I can expect for you to keep coming back if you're not satisfied.
Yeah.
I got to be responsible for what I sold you.
Right.
Okay, so the best thing for me to do is try to make sure you are a happy customer because first of all, I said you're not a customer, you're family.
Right.
You don't want your family to be unhappy. You try to make sure they're happy. So that's what I try to do is try to make sure that it's corrected and never think that you are so good that you can't make a mistake.
Right. I like that part of it is because a lot of times customer service, people talk about it, but it's not at the front of the.
Absolutely.
And I've heard a lot of people, especially here lately, talking about how their experience when they go somewhere. And like when they just have a good experience, they hold on to it because they're so far and few in between.
Yeah.
When I feel like that's supposed to be the norm.
It's supposed to be.
But it's not.
No.
So to even hear you say, oh, I'm not here sitting here saying every one of my cakes is perfect, but I strive to be the best of my ability, but I'm willing to be accountable.
Yeah. Because see, first of all, everybody is somebody.
Right.
You could have spent your last $60 on a cake.
Right.
And when you get home and you're not happy,
right.
I don't just take that for granted.
Exactly.
So when you call me back, I got an attitude because you called me back.
Right.
What can we do to fix this?
Yeah.
I had to go in the kitchen when we were about ready to close.
Wow.
And make somebody a cake because something happened with their cake.
Yeah.
And there have been times when it wasn't my fault.
Right.
There may be an accident that takes place and the cake fell over. Now, I'm not going to say that I'm going to take the responsibility all the time, but there are times when I know that this is important to you.
Yeah.
So what I want to do is make sure that you have a good experience with Mom's cake.
Yeah.
So do I feel like going to the kitchen and making another cake? No.
Yeah.
But because I can feel your heart and I know how hurt you are in the fact that I was supposed to have this cake for the reception.
Yeah.
And when I did something in the car, I knocked it over. Now, some people will automatically try to make you feel like it's your fault.
Yeah.
Now, I have a problem with that.
Yeah.
But when you tell me, I don't know what I'm going to do, this was something that I had to have at such and such a place at such and such a time. And when I did this, it caused this to happen. I don't know what I'll even pay you for it. I just need to do such and such. Yeah, let's try to fix this.
Yeah. And I'm gonna be honest, that don't happen all the time. And I mean, and I'm not saying you should do it every time. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, even for people to think, like you said, you the heart of the business, I don't even think a lot of people even think about the heart. And I think with leading with the heart, a lot of times causes you to go from the kitchen to brick and mortars and enterprise business.
Yeah.
I think that's where that come from. This is my opinion. I feel like that's where that come from, because as a customer and a consumer, I see the difference when you go from one place to another. And the customer service ain't always the best.
That's true.
And I understand people have bad days, but I do think that this need to start being in the front of it. Should we even be talking about it? No, I don't think so. Right. I think customer service should be just customer service. Right. But I don't think we're talking about it in the right way enough. Right. We even hear the compliments or the complaints.
Right.
We don't even talk about the strategies of what it means to have good customer service.
Right.
And if hospitality now has to be a college credit, that's something to me.
It really is.
That's something to me, where now we're at the point where it has to be a credential to have hospitality.
Well, first of all, when you come here, I love people.
Yeah.
As I've stated. Not that I don't have bad days.
Right.
But that's not your problem.
Exactly.
So when you come here, I want you to be able to feel the atmosphere that's going to make you feel better.
Yeah.
So whatever I have going on, I make sure you don't have to leave here with my hand yours.
Yeah.
I tell everybody that work here, everybody need a mom's experience, even if mom's not our friend.
Yeah.
So if you're going to run the register and you can't put a smile on your face, okay, let somebody else run the register today.
Yeah.
Because if you step in this door for the first time, you don't have the testimony that I've been here before, and so I know how it is. This is your first time coming. So if you're going to come back or not,
it's going to depend on that smile at the cash register.
Absolutely. That's the first face you see.
Exactly.
So I tell everybody, when people come here, they need to know that this is somewhere they want to come back to, and it don't need to be fake. They need to feel that it's real.
Yeah.
The heart of this business is me.
Yeah.
And I know that because I love what I do. Even down to the colors. I love the pink. I love the gray. My husband made sure that everything in here is what I like. My polka dots, all this stuff. So when people come in here, I want them to leave with that joy that I have when I'm in here. When I'm sitting in here and I'm relaxed because of the atmosphere. So I don't want you to come in here and leave unrelaxed.
Right.
Because of what you felt when you came in the door.
Right. And you talk about a lot about other people and making sure other people have the experience of different things. But what is self-care for you?
When I tell you self-care for me does not take a lot. All I need to do, we have a space upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
I can go upstairs and sit in one of those chairs just for a few minutes to collect myself. And I feel like I'm a whole nother person when I come downstairs. Because this is what I love to do. And if I ever need to just pull away for a little bit longer, then I can go home.
Mm-hmm.
Because home is somewhere else I love to be.
Gotcha.
I don't have to go somebody say, I need to go to the hotel and get away. That's not who I am.
Mm-hmm.
All I need is just a few minutes. I'm never lonely.
Yeah.
So give me a little quiet time to myself. Just give me some time to think about something positive, something else I can do that's going to take me a little bit further. I'm good to go. I can face tomorrow.
How do you, when you go upstairs and you said, I just need that moment, how do you take your brain from that? Because that's where I do struggle.
Uh-huh.
I was like, okay, I just need to meditate for a little bit or whatever. But how do you trigger your brain to just shut down from what are the numbers are,
uh-huh.
what are the orders are, what are the people are? How do you shut that down to just be in that quiet space?
Okay, do you want to know the truth?
Yes.
Sometimes I will listen to something that's going to make me laugh.
Okay. Yeah.
Same as my mind. Sometimes I will listen to something that's going to make me laugh. Yeah. And then sometimes all I need to do is just elevate my thoughts. One of my things I tell people is to put your mind over matter.
Ooh.
It's going to always be something that matters, but sometimes you have to put your mind over that because you need to do that so you can come back to the matter refreshed. So that's what I learned how to do. I try to practice what I preach.
There's a whole lot of nuggets. I mean, these are some nuggets. I hope somebody take notes and send it to me when they see this episode. Or I'm going to go back and watch them and just write down the nuggets, because a lot of times that's what I really struggle with, being honest. Like, I can meditate all day long, but soon as I finish, like, everything just go back like this.
Right.
It just be so busy sometimes inside my head. And even if I'm in a quiet space, it's so busy. And I was like, how do you cut the noise off?
And I'm going to tell you something else. Put me in the kitchen by myself.
And I definitely know that's not my answer.
Put me in the kitchen by myself.
Yeah.
And sometimes I would pick at the other baker. I was having so much fun before you came. Because that's another space that's happy for me.
Yeah.
So you put me in the kitchen, I'm all by myself. That's my self-care.
So you're saying people need to find their happy space.
Find your happy place. When you find your place that's happy, because that was a big part of my challenge.
Yeah.
Because that was my happy space and I had to let other people be a part of it.
Gotcha.
So when I'm at home and I'm in the kitchen, I'm not on nobody's time limit. I'm just in here doing what I do.
Yeah.
I can take my own sweet time. If I like this, I hold on to it. If I don't, I get rid of it.
Yeah.
But I just keep doing what I'm doing until I come up with what makes me happy. Okay, you know what? I'm going to sell this.
Yeah.
I think somebody else will like this besides me. That's my happy space. So when I'm doing that and nobody else is in it, I'm good.
And I'm trying to think, I don't even know if I have a happy space.
Girl, you got to get you a happy space. Yes, there's nothing like it.
I know places that I can really tune in when I'm praying and meditating, but I can't say that I have a happy space.
Wow. Girl, you need to find you a happy space. Singing is another happy space for me.
Yeah.
I don't even have to know the song. I can just hear the melody and start putting words with it. Oh, I just get all excited and it makes me lose thought and focus on everything that's going on around me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Singing is another happy space. But put me in the kitchen in a chair to where it's just me, or make me a little song. I'm happy.
I like that. So tell me, by being on this journey, what are you just most proud of?
So you're going to make me start shedding a tear. I am so proud of the fact that we have a space in Danville that people want to come to. And I see, for so long, we've gone to other places, and we still do. Still go to other cities because we just want to eat something there or just visit it. So to have people who don't just come from surrounding areas, but they'll tell me, I got up this morning so that I can have time to come here. Well, where did you come from? Oh, I came from Newport News.
Oh, wow.
I came from this place. And I mean, sometimes 5 and 6 hours away. They said that they came here because they wanted to come to Mom's Cakes. For us to have that in our city, I'm going to Danville today. I'm so proud of that.
Yeah.
Because this is a place that I grew up in. And I'm able to give something back that brings a presence to this place.
Yeah.
That we're in, that wouldn't be here if we weren't here.
Right.
So when, okay. Okay, I'm going to get it together.
You don't have to get it together. Like, I'm locked in, so.
When you start out, like you said, it is a journey. But you don't have no idea where it's going to take you. When I'm on Facebook and I'm making videos, I think I told you this before, I'm talking to Danville.
Yeah.
Then I learned I'm talking to Martinsville. I'm talking to other places too. But when you have places that you're tapping into that you've never been, you'll never go there.
Yeah.
Unless something just comes up and you end up there. They're coming here to see you. And sometimes I ask them, are you here for the casino? No, we're here for you.
Oh, wow.
We came to see Mom's Cake. So either they'll go to the casino and say, I heard that you actually had a business here. So we are here to see Mom's Cake. And I have people say, you know what? I came in here so I can see if you're real.
Wow.
Well, what do you think I was?
You do look like a little character though. And I can see them saying that you do look like just a little AI character.
They said, I come in to see if you're real because when I'm looking at you, I'm thinking that can't be for real. And I said, well, I pride myself on trying to be the same always because it's nothing like meeting a person today. And when you see them again, you don't recognize them.
Yeah.
But that is one of the things I'm most proud of is being a place that other people want to come to from other different cities. And they're coming to Danville, to Mom's Cake. And when they get here, I'm able to tell them about the other places in Danville they need to go to.
Gotcha.
Oh, yeah. Oh, honey, you just been to Mom's Cakes? Oh, you need to go here. You need to go there. Have you ever tried something? Well, you need to go there.
Yeah.
You know, it gives me a time to where I can actually plug other businesses too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's not just about us. All of us make up Danville. So.
And we say that all the time at River District Association, we're really talking about sustainability because that needs to be important,
right?
Because you don't want to be the only business downtown. Right. You know what that was like.
Absolutely, so yes.
It takes a village.
Yeah.
And that could be an entrepreneurship village. So what we need to do at RDA to keep business sustainable? What has been your sustainable factor that you feel like the reason why your doors stay open?
The love.
I like it.
The love that people are shown when they come here. Creating an atmosphere that makes them feel like they're at home.
Yeah. Because
a lot of times when they come in, they say, you know what, it feels like home. Or they may buy a piece of cake and they say, you know what, I haven't had a piece of this since my grandmother died.
Wow.
I had an old man that come in here old enough to be my dad and told me I reminded him of his grandma. I said, oh, wait a minute. But he said, you actually remind me of that energy.
Yeah.
You know, and when I ate your cake, it just took me back. I haven't had a bite of this cake since my grandmother passed.
Wow.
Yeah. I feel like trying to be that space where people can come and they can feel something that's uplifting.
Yeah.
That will keep them coming back. Because I don't care how much we put in this building. If people don't come here, we're going to have to close.
Right.
So that's what helps sustain us is the love and the energy that people feel when they come. And when they come in the doors trying to talk nasty about somebody else, no, not in here.
Yeah.
You know, because I give people a bye.
Yeah.
Everybody have a bad day.
Yeah.
So don't just throw them away because you went today.
Yeah.
And that's what you got. Give them another chance.
Yeah.
Go back and try again. Because if you talk about them, you're going to talk about me.
Ooh.
Yeah, you're talking about me too, because see, it may be a day, like I said, every day is not the best in here. Mm-hmm. So you may come today and you get a piece of real velvet cake and say, this is dry today. It tastes like the last of my cake. Maybe it's something that I did wrong today.
Right.
But guess what? If you come back tomorrow,
yeah,
you'll find Mom's red velvet cake.
Consistency. Yeah.
The consistency is what it always is. But yeah.
So what does the word competition exist for you?
It doesn't. It doesn't, because I'm not in competition with nobody.
Right.
I say, you be the best that you can be in your lane.
Yeah.
And I always tell people when they come in and they say, well, this, that, and this, that, other. I said, well, I'm not in competition with anybody.
Right.
There's a McDonald's, there's a Hardee's, and there's a Burger King. And most times they're together.
Mm-hmm.
You know why? Because somebody don't like Burger King fries, but they love McDonald's
fries. Yeah.
I love Hardee's. I'm a Hardee's fan, and everybody that know me know it to be true. I love Hardee's. But guess what? There are times when I may have a taste for something at McDonald's. There's a time when I may have a taste for something at Burger King. Give people that same option.
Right.
You know, there are other people who make cake. There are other people who make cookies.
Right.
There are other people that have ice cream or whatever else that they may sell. That is your choice.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm not competing with you.
Yeah.
I've been doing this for over 40 years. I'm not talking about being in a brick and mortar.
Right. I know you said.
But I've been baking. I've been selling cake in the community. If you don't know Mom's Cake by now, eventually you'll probably get a chance to try it.
Right.
But that don't mean it's going to be your favorite.
Yeah.
So whatever your favorite is, that's your favorite.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to try to knock you because that's your favorite. I'm going to say, you know what? That's some good cake because you like that better than you like Mom. They all right with me.
Yeah. I love that.
Oh, yeah. They all right because I'm confident in what I do.
Yeah.
You know? And so when they say, well, what is your secret ingredient? I said, LOVE.
Mm-hmm.
And so regardless of what anybody else put in theirs, they can't beat me putting mine in mine because
Yeah.
why? I put me in mine.
Yeah.
And you don't have me at your shop.
Right.
But you put you in yours so you can get the best results that you can get at your shop.
Right. And one thing I be telling people all the time, just to speak on Danville itself, it's over 50,000 people in Danville. There's no way, even if you wanted to.
I can't serve them all. I can't serve them all. And the thing about me is if I know that you have a good product and somebody's looking for it, I'm going to tell them where you are.
I like that.
Oh, yes. I'm going to tell them where you are. I'm not going to try to break the wheel, reinvent it.
You're right.
No, I know somebody who can do that. And so I'm going to call some show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because I feel like that's what we need to do because we're all in this together.
Yeah.
You know, so if we are bakers, if we are doing whatever we do,
yeah,
there's nothing wrong with passing a little business on.
And my friend Cynthia, she would kill me for saying her name, so I'm not gonna say her last name. But she do hair, and she only do certain types of hair. And people come in and say, "Would you try this?" No, really. But I can tell you who do it, or who I would get to do it for me if that's what I wanted. Yeah. And she feels the same way. It's no such thing as competition. She said, "There's no way in the world I can braid everybody's hair." And she said, "I don't want to." She said, "But I do let them know what I'm good at, what I'm great at, what I will do, what I won't do, and I will share with who do it best. Oh, I feel that I'm confident in."
Child, people come in here and show me a cake, and I bust all laughing. I said, "Well, now I'm not the one for this, but then I know somebody else, and I'll go a name out there."
Yeah.
But you don't want to try to make it? Why?
Right.
I'm telling you somebody who can make it because I wanted. That's what I'm gonna call.
Right.
So yeah, you call them, see if they'll make this for you because I'm not gonna even try to make it.
So tell me, what is your favorite piece of cake?
Pineapple cream cheese.
Pineapple cream
cheese is my favorite, and because I love pineapple and caramel, I messed around and put the two of them together one day. It's one of them things I told to be doing in the kitchen. And my husband told me, don't make it no more because we like to eat ourselves to death. But the pineapple with the caramel,
okay,
I think that would probably be my next favorite, but the pineapple cream cheese is my favorite.
Okay. Pineapple cream cheese cake.
Yeah.
Do you eat it every week?
Annette. Now, I don't think there's nobody that actually cooks and enjoys their own cooking like they would somebody else's.
Oh, okay.
Me personally, I don't think so. Now, unless I'm making something and it's a first time for me, I really don't want it because I make it all the time.
Yeah.
All these cakes they go through here, they're made every week. Unless we are doing something different. A lot of times we have the specialty cakes on top. It's something that we're trying.
Yeah.
But to actually, I don't want it.
Yeah.
But now you can cook something at your house, and I said, bring me a piece of that. Why would you want it? You make it, but I didn't make it.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. I can see, I can see you making that cake every day. That could be a lot.
No.
So tell me, where do you see more cakes in the next 5 years?
Okay. Now, this is another one that people don't believe, and they say, oh, I can't believe you saying that. But I'm the type of person, I really don't take thought for tomorrow.
Ooh.
I really don't. I feel like every day brings what it's supposed to bring. And where I'm supposed to be in 5 years, I feel like I am going to be there. But the next 5 years may not even be connected to Mom.
Yeah.
As far as Mom's cakes, I hope it is.
Right.
But that's where I am now. But I try to leave an opening for whatever direction I'm supposed to go in.
Gotcha.
So a lot of people feel like, oh no, you need a plan. No, not according to the Bible, I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really don't have to take a thought for tomorrow. So I'm not thinking about 5 years from now.
I like that.
Yeah. That's stress. Anxiety.
It is.
You know, and a lot of times it creates a failure factor because you did not reach that goal. There are so many people, because they're not where they thought they would be, they are just struggling with where they are.
That happened to me when I was at 35, but go ahead on this. Yeah.
No, but that's it. Tell me what happened when you were 35.
I thought I was going to be doing a whole lot of stuff at 35 that it didn't even make sense if I had a thought about it. And when I turned 35, I hadn't checked none of those boxes. Not one of them.
Yeah.
And it sent me in a spiral that it took me maybe 2 years to get out of.
I've seen it happen before.
Yeah.
And it doesn't make you a failure.
Right.
Maybe that was not supposed to be.
Exactly.
And so we don't leave room for what God has for us a lot of times because we're so busy trying to get what we want for ourselves.
Right.
But if I want to be in his good and perfect will, and we always focus on purpose. We always talk about because I want to serve my purpose.
Yeah.
But that's supposed to be connected with the good and perfect will of God for you. So where I'm thinking that in 5 years, I want this, that, and the other. 5 years ago, I didn't think I was going to be here.
Right.
But I'm sitting here talking to the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, but suppose that had not been, or that had been.
Right.
And then it didn't happen when I thought it was supposed to.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I would hope that we will be booming in 5 years.
Yeah.
You know, or maybe we're doing something else as far as another location, because we have people who call us just about every week, want us to come to Sun City.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. Well, you need a place in Roanoke. You need a place in Richmond. Have you thought about coming to California? So we don't know.
Yeah.
But it's not like that is my objective. You know, it's Lord, whatever your will is for me, that's what I want to be in 5 years.
I like that. And it takes the stress away.
Yeah. I'm not stressed about tomorrow because it takes away from your moments that you can enjoy today. I'm so focused on tomorrow and what it's going to bring. I'm not thinking about what I have today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another nugget. If you could leave one message of encouragement to aspiring entrepreneurs, especially women, and then even especially Black women, what would that be?
What I said earlier, to remain true to yourself.
Yeah.
Remain true to yourself, but first find who you are. Find out who you are, learn your worth. Because a lot of times, before we know our value, we allow other people to invest what they think we should be into us.
Ooh.
That does not mean that's who I'm supposed to be. Because you are not comfortable with who I am.
I like it.
I need to know who I am. And so a lot of times we get married and we're expecting to gain so much being connected to a man. He don't know what he's connected to because you don't know who you are.
Gotcha.
So how do you even expect somebody to make you happy when you don't know how to make yourself happy?
Yeah.
So find out who you are before you start trying to add a lot to who you are. Find your value, your worth. Let me tell you something. It's real brief. Years ago, I had a little old lady that I was connected to. She's dead and gone now. But she was 80-something years old, but called me Mom, because I stayed on her all the time about cutting up. And she had been in the house that she was in for over 65 years. So all of her furniture was antique.
Wow.
And I would just go in there and be mesmerized. And she was like, I got this from this person, I got this from, and she had a china cabinet that was huge. Never seen anything like it in my life. I haven't seen anything like it since. But she said it belonged to her grandmother. She was 80-something years old. This china cabinet belonged to her grandmother.
Oh, wow.
One day she called me on the phone. She said, Mom, it's a man here. Said that somebody told him about my china cabinet. And he's offering me $20,000 for it. What do you think I should do? I said, hold on to it. Mm-hmm. I said, because if he's going to give you $20,000 for it, how much is it worth? Mm-hmm. But that's what he was willing to pay her for it. That's the investment he was willing to make. But how much was it worth? So now this was almost 40 years ago, but I've held on to it ever since.
Yeah.
Make sure I know my worth before I allow somebody else to just give me what they think my value is. Every young person needs to know that.
Yeah.
Find out what your worth is before you start accepting a whole lot of BS on who you are. Yeah, learn how to love you for who you are. The skin you're in before you start trying to add a lot of stuff onto you.
Yeah.
Because some stuff will be too heavy for you to wear.
Right.
But if you learn who you are, you'll know what fits you. Then something else is just an addition.
I don't want to end the interview. So look, I don't want to end it. So, but it is what it is. So tell me, last question. What is your favorite scripture, mantra, quote, or something that you live by on the good days, bad days, in between days? What is one of your favorite scriptures or mantras?
Philippians 4:13. That's one of my scriptures that I quote just about every day because it takes away my I can't back.
Oh, okay.
I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And when I feel like I can't, I say, but according to the Bible, I can. So if I can't, then I'm calling the word a lie.
Yeah.
I can't do it on my own, but I can do it through the one who strengthens me. I can't depend on my own strength in this, but I can depend on him. And it really takes away my I can'ts. And we talked about those earlier, Sadie. They were not allowed in your house.
Right.
That takes away my I can'ts. Because I can do it, but not on my own strength. I can do it through Christ. I live by it.
Miss Annette Walker, True North Speaking Series. Thank you so much for saying yes. I want to keep going, but I don't know. We might have to do a part 2 on this one. But I do want to say thank you. I really enjoyed this. And you guys come on down to Mon Cakes downtown. What's the address?
318 Main Street. Y'all come on in and see us. We guarantee you, you're going to feel the love when you get here. And try a piece of lemon delight because we're the home of the lemon delight. There's a taste of love in every bite.
True North Speaker Series. See you next time. Thank you.